Welcome back to SSB Simplified, the one-stop destination for all your SSB interview preparation. Today, we are going to cover an important lecture topic that has frequently been asked in SSB interviews. Today, we will study and understand the rise and fall of ISIS. I have divided the topic into different parts for better understanding. Now, the rise of ISIS, understanding the threat. In recent years, the world has been rocked by the rise of ISIS, a terrorist organization that has committed heinous acts of violence in the name of extremist ideology. Understanding the threat posed by ISIS is crucial for everyone who cares about global security and the safety of innocent people. ISIS tactics are brutal and often involve targeting civilians, including women and children. The group uses propaganda to recruit new members and spread its message of hate and violence. It has also carried out attacks on a global scale, including in Europe and North America. The rise of ISIS is a complex issue that requires a nuanced understanding of its origin, ideology, and tactics. Now, what is ISIS? ISIS, or the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, is a radical extremist group that seeks to establish a caliphate in the Middle East. The group emerged in 2013 as an offshoot of Al-Qaeda in Iraq and quickly gained control of large swaths of territory in Iraq and Syria. The group's origin can be traced from the US-led invasion of Iraq in 2003, which created a power vacuum and allowed extremist groups to flourish. In addition, the sectarian tensions between Sunni and Shia Muslims in Iraq provided fertile ground for ISIS to recruit members and gain support. Now, ISIS ideology. ISIS ideology is based on fundamentalist interpretation of Sunni Islam, which seeks to establish a caliphate governed by strict Sharia law. This includes subjugation and elimination of all those who don't conform to their beliefs, including Shia Muslims, Christians, and other religious minorities. The ultimate goal is to establish a global Islamic state where belief is achieved through violent means. They view themselves as vanguard for this movement and see their actions as a necessary response to that they perceive as the oppression of Muslims of around the world. Now, ISIS tactics. One of the key tactics used by ISIS is propaganda. They use social media platforms to spread their message and recruit new members. Their videos are often graphic and violent, designed to shock and intimidate viewers. By presenting themselves as a powerful and unstoppable force, they aim to attract disaffected individuals who are looking for a sense of purpose or belonging. Another tactic used by ISIS is violence. They have carried out numerous attacks on civilians and military targets, both in the Middle East and around the world. These attacks are intended to create fear and chaos and to demonstrate their strength to potential recruits. Additionally, they use violence to enforce their strict interpretation of Islamic law, which includes harsh punishments for those who do not comply. Now, the global impact of ISIS. The impact of ISIS on the whole world has been significant and far-reaching. Not only it has caused widespread death and destruction in the areas under its control, but it has also inspired and influenced other terrorist groups around the world. In addition, ISIS has played a major role in ongoing Syrian civil war, which has displaced millions of people and created a humanitarian crisis. The group's brutal tactics and extremist ideology have further de-established an already volatile region. Now, how we can combat ISIS? Efforts to combat ISIS have been multifaceted and including military action, diplomatic efforts, and counter-terrorism strategies. Military action has been a key component of fighting against ISIS. The US-led coalition that conducted thousands of airstrikes against ISIS targets in Iraq and Syria, and ground forces have retaken significant territory from the group. However, some experts argue that military action alone is not sufficient to defeat ISIS, as it does not address the underlying causes of the group's rise. Diplomatic efforts also have played a role in combating ISIS. Countries around the world have grouped together to cut sources of funding, disrupt their supply chain, and prevent foreign fighters to join its rank. Additionally, diplomatic efforts have helped build a global consensus in need to counter violent extremism and promote tolerance and pluralism. Now, the counter-terrorism strategies have focused on disrupting the group's networks and preventing attacks. This includes intelligence gathering, surveillance, and law enforcement operations aimed at identifying and apprehending members of the group. Despite these efforts, ISIS remains a formidable threat, and there is much work to be done to defeat the group and prevent its resurgence. Moving forward, it will be very important to continue and pursue a comprehensive approach that addresses the root causes of violent extremism and promotes stability and security in the region affected by the group. Lastly, thank you for watching, and if you learned something new, like the videos and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss relevant updates. Also, check out our other videos and feel free to comment down any suggestions on how we can improve our content.